So were you a little surprised when all this information started coming out that you were a director of a internationally respected think tank?
Surprised? Not really. The reason I got out of it, when I found out it involved the federal government, Indian tribes, and gambling, I knew that was headed down the wrong way.
Tell me how this all began, Mr. Grosh. Were you friends with Mr. Scanlon, or?
Yeah, I've known Mr. Scanlon since I was about 14.
And what happened? He approached you in some way?
Phone call.
And said,
"Do you want to be head of an international corporation?" It's a hard one to turn down.
And at the time, were you living in Rehoboth Beach?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Scanlon then informed you that your home would be the headquarters, or did you even?
Actually, at that point, no, there was no headquarters.
Tell me, could you tell me just the sequence of events that took place after that?
I asked him what I had to do, and, you know, he said nothing, so that sounded pretty good to me. And then, I'm trying to think how it all happened. He came by, we spoke about it, and I just, you know, at the time, I was like, yeah, sure, but not really taking it seriously. And then he had me sign some papers, and then we went to I met him here in D.C., and we took over the bottom of the house I was living in.
Did you receive compensation for this role?
Yes.
And your background is a very honorable one, I understand, as a lifeguard. Is that correct?
Among other things. I'm not a lifeguard anymore, no.
And could you give us a little resume of some of your background?
Right now, I'm a excavator. I'm a machine operator, construction worker, mentor in preschools, bartender, typical beach.
Thank you.
Employment.
And do you remember the extent of the compensation that you received from Mr. Scanlon, roughly?
No more than $2,000, $2,500.
A month?
No, total.
Total. Did Mr. Scanlon promise you any fringe benefits?
Well, you know, I don't know if this is related to the AIC. We went to a Washington Capitals Pittsburgh Penguin hockey game.
Good. Oh, did you go to St. Bart's with him?
No. By that time, I was no longer.
See. Well, I want to be very clear, Mr. Mann, and I'm not asking you to change your position, but we view this as just a gigantic scam, and you two individuals were used clearly by Mr. Scanlon, and we feel very strongly that your testimony could help us, and I hope you'll maybe reconsider that or get a new lawyer, Mr. Mann. But I hope you'll reconsider it because this is really not you obviously had nothing to do with posting this description of AIC on a website, did you, Mr. Grosh?
No, sir. If I may.
Please.
I'm an adult. He didn't use me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Got sense, you know.
It's a pretty good deal, huh?
Well, obviously not.
At the time, it seemed like a good deal.
Well, you know, I didn't just crawl out of a cotton patch. Anything that sounds too good to be true usually is, you know.
And they used the bottom floor of your house to.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
We did.
They did. I see. Thank you.